What if I told you that the #1 piece of advice for the first round of your fantasy draft is a total trap? That the strategy you see plastered across every expert ranking and fantasy site is actually designed to lead you straight into a losing season? Right now, the fantasy world is screaming one thing: draft a wide receiver. They'll tell you to grab Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, or Justin Jefferson with your first pick and not even blink. And that is exactly why your competition is going to fail. The single biggest mistake you can make in your 2025 fantasy draft is blindly following this elite wide receiver groupthink. It feels safe, it feels smart, but I'm telling you, it's a critical error that will cripple your roster from the word go. Today, I'm not just going to show you why it's a mistake. I'm going to give you the secret draft strategy to exploit it, letting you build an absolute super team while your league mates are left fighting over the scraps. Let's get one thing straight. Jamar Chase is a phenomenal football player. So are CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson. This isn't about the players themselves. This is about building a winning roster, finding value, and the domino effect that starting your draft WRWR has on your shot at a championship. Think about it. When the first round is flooded with receivers, it creates a value panic at the most crucial, most scarce position in all of fantasy football: running back. There is a massive difference between the handful of true three-down workhorse running backs and, well, everyone else. The drop-off isn't a slope, it's a cliff. While wide receiver is incredibly deep this year, the same just can't be said for bell cow running backs. So what happens when you take that shiny new receiver in round 1? Your league mates do the same. The first 15 picks are a sea of wideouts. You feel good. You grab another elite receiver in the second. You're loaded. But then you look up at the draft board heading into the 3rd and 4th rounds, and a cold dread washes over you. All the reliable, high-volume running backs are gone. You're left staring at a minefield of committee backs, aging vets, and unproven guys. This one mistake forces you down a path that so many losing teams share. You've got a killer 1-2 punch at receiver, but your running back slots are a weekly coin flip. You're desperately trying to decide between a guy in a 50-50 timeshare and a touchdown or bust veteran. You spend the whole season just praying for a lucky touchdown to make up for their otherwise garbage stat lines. This strategy absolutely demolishes your team's floor. A high-volume running back gives you a consistent point base, week in and week out. It's the engine of a championship roster. By chasing receivers early, you've essentially bought a Ferrari with no engine. It looks great on paper, but it's going nowhere. The opportunity cost is just brutal. For every elite receiver you draft in the first round, you're actively passing on a foundational running back like Bijan Robinson or Saquon Barkley. These are guys who are the undisputed focal points of their offenses, locked into huge workloads that include goal line carries and passing down work, the absolute lifeblood of fantasy points. The argument that full PPR scoring makes receivers king is a dangerous oversimplification. Sure, it boosts their value, but it doesn't change the fundamental scarcity that makes elite running backs the most valuable assets in the game. But what if you didn't have to play this losing game? What if, instead of getting caught up in the madness, you used it to your advantage? While everyone else zigs towards the so-called safety of elite wide receivers, you're going to zag. You're going to build a team so balanced and powerful, it'll feel like you cheated. Welcome to the 2025 Anchor RB Revival. This strategy is built on one simple idea: attack scarcity first, then scoop up all the value your league mates create with their mistakes. While they're paying way too much for a deep position, you'll be locking down the players who are truly irreplaceable. This isn't just about drafting a running back early. It's a full draft approach designed to corner the market on value and build an unbeatable roster. It's a 3-step process to drafting a super team. Step 1. The first round pivot. Anchor your team. This is the most important step. When you're on the clock in the first round, you will ignore the siren song of those top wide receivers. Your pick is going to be a true workhorse, anchor running back. I'm talking about guys like Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley, or Breece Hall. These players are the definition of scarcity. They are young, explosive, dual-threat running backs who are the clear-cut leaders of their backfields. They are volume kings. Think about the security this gives you. You've just locked down a player who is a threat for 300-plus touches. You've secured a high floor and an even higher ceiling. You won't have to worry about your RB1 slot for the rest of the season. While your opponents are sweating over committee reports and injury updates for their mediocre running backs, you have a rock-solid foundation. This is the bedrock of your super team. Step 2. Capitalize on the wide receiver avalanche. Now for the fun part. Because everyone else panicked and reached for receivers in the first round, a ridiculous amount of talent at that position gets pushed down the draft board. This is where you pounce. In the second, third, and even fourth rounds, you'll be looking at a buffet of wide receivers who have no business being available. Players who are normally late first or early second round picks will be falling right into your lap. You can build a receiving core with guys like Nico Collins, Puka Nacua, or Amon-Ra St. Brown, who are all top 10 talents. The value is just insane. Your league mate who took Ja'Marr Chase in the first round might have a slight edge with their WR1, but your WR1, WR2, and WR3 will be miles ahead of their RB1, RB2, and RB3. You don't need the number 1 overall receiver to win. You need a dominant, deep starting lineup, and this strategy lets you get one at a huge discount. You get top-tier production without paying the first-round price. Step 3. Exploit the undervalued quarterbacks and late-round gems. The final piece of the puzzle is to keep exploiting the market that your opponents have created. The current fantasy trend is to grab mobile, rushing quarterbacks like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson way too early. Let someone else pay that premium. Instead, you wait. In the middle rounds, you'll find a whole tier of elite productive pocket passers being criminally undervalued. Quarterbacks like Dak Prescott and Justin Herbert are consistently available long after the top names are gone. These are guys who can easily finish as top 5 fantasy quarterbacks, but you can get them at a mid-round price because they don't have that rushing hype. This value gap is a league-winning opportunity. With your core spots, running back, wide receiver, and quarterback, now filled with elite talent at incredible value, you can own the late rounds. You're no longer desperately hunting for starters, you're hoarding lottery tickets. This is where you can target a high-potential sleeper like Javonte Williams, who is looking for a significant role in a revamped Dallas backfield. You can take shots on backup running backs who are one injury away from being a league winner. Instead of reaching for a tight end, you can wait and grab a high-upside sleeper like Isaiah Likely or Pat Freiermuth, who offer huge potential without the high draft cost. Let's actually picture what this super team looks like. Imagine a 12-team, full PPR draft. Round 1, you anchor your team with Bijan Robinson. Solid, reliable, elite volume. Round 2, the WR avalanche starts. You happily scoop up Nico Collins. Round 3, the value is still insane. You grab a player like George Pickens or another top 20 receiver. Round 4, you round out your starting receivers with a high-upside guy like Rashee Rice. Round 5 or 6, while others are scrambling, you calmly select Dak Prescott as your quarterback. Now, just pause and look at that starting lineup. You have a top 3 running back, 3 wide receivers who all have top 15 potential, and a top 5 fantasy quarterback. Compare that to the team that went WR. They might have Ja'Marr Chase and Justin Jefferson, but their running backs are probably some sad combo of James Cook and Rachaad White, and they likely reached for a quarterback like Kyler Murray. Which team would you rather have? It's not even a debate. You've built a balanced, powerful, and deep roster by simply exploiting the single biggest mistake in fantasy drafts. This strategy isn't about getting lucky. It's about seeing a huge flaw in the market and having a clear plan to take advantage of it. If you want to see me put this exact strategy to the test in a full 12-team mock draft, from the first pick to the very last, let me know down in the comments. Just type "show me the draft," and I'll break it all down in a future video. And if you want more strategies that go against the grain and are designed to give you a real, tangible edge in your fantasy leagues, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what I've got coming next. The biggest mistake in 2025 fantasy drafts isn't about a specific player to avoid. It's about avoiding a flawed way of thinking. Groupthink is comfortable. It feels safe to just follow the consensus rankings. But you don't win championships by playing it safe. You win by finding and attacking value where nobody else sees it. Let your league mates fight over the shiny new toys, the elite wide receivers that offer less and less of an advantage for their high price. You're going to build your team on a foundation of scarcity and value. Anchor your roster with an elite running back, ride the wave of discounted receivers, and dominate your draft from start to finish. Don't just show up to your draft. Dictate it. Let them chase the headlines. You chase the trophy.